When you know the notes. I know that you would know that. Well, good afternoon. How was everybody's lunch and workshops? Thumbs up? Awesome. Well, there being a quorum present-ish, I reconvene the 186th meeting of Convention of the Episcopal Church in the Diocese of Missouri. The chair recognizes the Reverend Dave Mallock of the Committee on Nominations and Election Procedures. Dave.
Thank you, Right Reverend Sir, and thank you to the Committee on Nominations and Election Procedures for their hard work. The balloting process was completed successfully, and the committee defers to the chair to announce the results of the elections.
Drum roll, please. The 186th Diocese of Missouri Convention election results. Cathedral Chapter, elected Earl Mahan in the clergy order, Shireen Paul in the lay order. Diocesan... I think the dean had some investment in that one. Diocesan Council, elected in the lay order, or their only lay orders, Phil Kaufman and Alice Stanley. Disciplinary Board, on the clergy order, Kevin McGrain, elected. In the lay order, Cynthia Fox. General Convention Deputies. In the order, clergy order first, in the order of their ranking, that the first one will become the chair of our deputation and following down. So in the clergy order elected, Loretta Go, the Reverend Shug Goodlow, the Reverend Megan Ryan, the Reverend Tamsin Whistler, the Reverend Deacon Justin Martin, the Reverend Clive Sampson, the Reverend Paul Jacobson, and the Reverend Leslie Scoopmeyer. In the lay order, Michael Booker, Doris Goodlow, Betty Bowersox, Brother Samuel Kincaid, Adrian Dillon, Lisa Meeks, Rich Lubeck, and Phil Kaufman. Standing Committee, in the clergy order, the Reverend Dr. Teresa Danley. In the lay order, Sushani Avula and Lisa Meeks. That concludes all the elections that have taken place. It is now my joy and my privilege to announce the winners of this year's Bishop's Medals. Before I do that, I have to say that this is one of my biggest joys in recognizing the ministry of those in our diocese who contribute their gifts, their time, and their talent to the advancement of the work and call of the church. This year is unique. All of the folks who have been nominated and who are receiving this medal have all been nominated from within the congregations or the convocations. We made the final selection, but everybody here that is receiving a medal this afternoon has been nominated by someone else. So they've been recognized for their outstanding service. So here we go. Like good stewards of the manifold grace of God, serve one another with whatever gift each of you has received. For outstanding service to the Diocese of Missouri, in exemplifying a life of dedication and service to Christ in the guise of others, you embody the call of Jesus to go into the world, to minister to those in greatest need. Through your gift of perseverance and your contagious passion for ministry, You encourage and engage others to discover their call from God and to discover the joy of faithful service. Your ministry has been and continues to be one of preparing a place for others, enabling them to find their passion, expand their faith, and discover their voice. You incarnate wisdom and strength as an embodiment of Christ's call to be in the world as one who served with passion, hope, and joy. Holly Moffat from St. John's, Eolia. Holly is not, oh, there's Holly. I'm going to get my steps in today. Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. For outstanding ministry and service in the Diocese of Missouri, and embodying the generosity of spirit that flows from a deep and abiding faith in Jesus Christ. Through your faithful stewardship and open-hearted giving, you have quietly and powerfully strengthened the ministries of this diocese and transformed countless lives. You've used your gifts, not for recognition, but for restoration, sharing resources, encouragement, and hope in ways that echo the self-giving love of Christ. Your generosity towards Episcopal City Mission inspires others to see that doing good and sharing what we have is not a duty, but a joyful act of discipleship. Through your faith, compassion, and commitment to God and God's work, you have modeled what it means to be a people of abundance, where love is multiplied and grace overflows. Your partnership in ministry has strengthened the Church's witness and reminds us that to share freely is to please the heart of God. Rick and Karen Sharp. So let us not grow weary in doing what is right, for we will reap at harvest time if we do not give up. For outstanding ministry and service of the Diocese of Missouri, and steadfast, humble dedication to the work of mercy and justice, you embody the quiet strength of a servant whose faith is lived not in words, but in faithful action. Through your tireless commitment to servant leadership, and especially to the Isaiah 58 ministries, you have fed the hungry, clothed the naked, and offered dignity and hope to those in need. Your ministry reflects the heart of the gospel, meeting Christ in the faces of your neighbors and responding with compassion and grace. Without fanfare or acclaim, you continue to do what God has called you to do: serve faithfully, love deeply, and never grow weary in doing good. Your quiet witness proclaims the abundance of God's love in action. The Reverend Deacon Jerry Birdsong. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. For outstanding ministry and service of the Diocese of Missouri, and embodying the steadfast, transformative love of God made visible in partnership and service. Together, you are an indomitable, dynamic duo whose shared life and ministry reveal the depths of God's love and the power of faithful companionship. Through preaching, teaching, and creating spaces of belonging, you have welcomed the searching, healed the wounded, and rekindled faith in those who had lost their way. Your love for one another radiates outward, shaping communities of grace, justice, and joy. In every act of care, every mile traveled, and every invitation extended, you proclaim the gospel of love that knows no boundaries. Your ministry together is both a homecoming and a holy witness to the boundless heart of God. The Reverend Shug and Mrs. Doris Goodlow. For Christ did not send me to baptize, but to proclaim the gospel, and not with eloquent wisdom, so that the cross of Christ may not be emptied of its power. For outstanding ministry and service to the Diocese of Missouri, and faithfully proclaiming the gospel with humility, humor, and unwavering devotion. As a member of the Order of Preachers and a lay preacher in your congregation, you have brought hope, comfort, and encouragement to countless members of our faith community. Your quiet confidence, grounded in Christ, has made you a steady anchor and a source of spiritual strength for those around you. Without relying on eloquence or show, you communicate the transformative power of the cross through your words, presence, and steadfast example. Through your faithful proclamation, humor, and humility, you embody the gospel's enduring power, inspiring others to encounter Christ's love and to live it fully in their own lives. Brother Mike Malone. And if you spend yourself on the behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in the darkness, and your night will become like the noonday. For outstanding ministry and service of the Diocese of Missouri, and in faithful living out the call to justice, compassion, and care. As both priest and counselor, you bring the light of Christ to places of need, offering healing, hope, and listening heart to those often overlooked. Your quiet faith, grounded in social justice, radiates through every act of service, from your care in the mental health field to personifying the magic and mystery of the Incarnation to children at Christmas. Your infectious laughter and deep spirituality remind all who know you that God's love is inclusive, boundless, and transforming. Through your life and ministry, you proclaim that every person is beloved of God, and in doing so, your light shines brightly, turning gloom into glory. The Reverend Richard Wiskus. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me. For outstanding ministry and service to the Diocese of Missouri and a lifetime of tireless advocacy, compassion, and faith in action. As a lifelong member of St. Mark's, you have been a steadfast presence, serving, leading, and inspiring others to give to the gospel boldly. Through your career in public health, your founding of the St. Louis Interfaith Committee on Latin America, your accomplishment your accompaniment of immigrants, and your decades of outreach through the Episcopal City Mission, you have embodied Christ's call to love and serve the least of these. Even now, your prophetic voice continues to stir hearts and inspire action. The Church is more faithful and her ministries more courageous because of your unwavering witness to justice, mercy, and love. Rita Machenheimer. Therefore, encourage one another and build up each other, as indeed you are doing. For outstanding ministry and service of the Diocese of Missouri, in vision, dedication, and steadfast encouragement of God's people, a lifelong Episcopalian, faithful Missourian, a veteran, and devoted servant, you have labored in the vineyard of Christ by tending community and faith. Through your vision and generosity, you have created a space where hospitality is centered and hope is born, offering a place of worship, welcome, and beauty in St. Genevieve County. Your creative spirit and tireless work transform a passion project into a sacred ground where all are invited to encounter God's grace. Your commitment to hospitality and inclusion has ensured that this congregation continues to thrive as a beacon of hope and belonging. Because of your faith, foresight, and generosity, countless lives have been nurtured, encouraged, and built up in Christ's love. The Diocese of Missouri gives thanks for your enduring legacy of faith and friendship. Milton Hank Johnson. And finally, do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers. By doing that, some have entertained angels without knowing it. For outstanding ministry and service of the Diocese of Missouri, in faithfully embodying hospitality, compassion, and steadfast care of Christ. For over 14 years, you have ensured that people, whether clergy, staff, or community members, receive the support and benefits they need with grace, precision, and unwavering dedication. Grounded deeply in your deep-rooted faith, you have met personal hardship and loss with a positive and enduring attitude, inspiring all who know you with the quiet power of resilience. Your fierce commitment to equality and justice is evident in every aspect of your work. Your infectious laugh, warmth, and generosity create spaces where people feel welcomed, valued, and seen. You go to the extra mile, often unseen and unheralded, to ensure the needs of others are met. Through your ministry, you have modeled the transformative power of kindness, steadfast service, and joyful perseverance, making the diocese a truer reflection of God's love. Your life and work exemplify a heart fully dedicated to Christ, showing us all that hospitality is not simply an action, but a way of being. You hold nothing back and leave no money on the table of your generosity. Rita Benson. Do you know how hard it is to try to keep a secret from Rita? Like, really hard. And last but not least, this morning we got to celebrate with the people of St. Francis as they became an official parish. And it has been the custom in this diocese that whenever a parish is created, that the bishop gives the parish an official seal that can be mounted on their wall. So I invite the rector of St. Francis to come forward and join me. Well, the chair recognizes Mr. Dr. Michael Booker, a member of St. Francis Church, Eureka. You all seem to be around here a lot today, don't you? And chair of Resolutions Committee to give a third and final report of that committee.
Right Reverend Sir and members of Convention, I present the third and final report of the Resolutions Committee. Whereas Bishop Donna J. Simon was elected this year to serve a 6-year term as Bishop of the Central States Synod of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, and whereas the Episcopal Church and the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America are united in full communion, be it resolved that this 186th convention of the Diocese of Missouri sends its warmest greetings to our siblings in Christ in the ELCA, and especially to their bishop, looking forward to many years of joint efforts to proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ by word and deed. Right Reverend Sir, I move the resolution.
I'll take that as a second. That would be Delaney. All those in favor signify with your applause.
Whereas the Reverend Robert Farr was elected Bishop of the Missouri area of the United Methodist Church in 2016, and whereas the United Methodist Church and the Episcopal Church have a long and interconnected mutual history, with dialogue underway anticipating the day when we will have a relationship of full communion, be it resolved that the 186th Convention of the Diocese of Missouri sends its warmest greetings to our siblings in Christ in the United Methodist Church, and especially to their bishop, looking forward to many years of joint efforts to proclaim the good news of Jesus Christ by word and by deed. Right Reverend Sir, I move the resolution.
Is there a second? All those in favor, please signify with your applause.
Whereas Dr. Catherine Meeks is a nationally recognized leader in racial healing, spiritual formation, and social justice, having spent her life helping individuals and communities embrace transformation and live into the call of beloved community. And whereas Dr. Meeks is the former executive director of the Absalom Jones Center for Racial Healing in the Episcopal Diocese of Atlanta. And whereas we were invited to join Dr. Meeks for a time of inspiration, learning, and renewal, assuring us that in order to be true to yourself, you have to know who you are, a forever member of God's family, and to persevere in persevering. Be it resolved that this 186th Convention of the Diocese of Missouri extends its gratitude to Dr. Catherine Meeks for sharing the practices of healing, reflection, and courageous leadership. Right Reverend Sir, I move the resolution.
Is there a second? All those in favor, please signify with your applause.
Whereas Manchester United Methodist Church follows Jesus by seeking to love God and love neighbor, and states that they are a church with more than enough room for everyone. And whereas Tiffany Conway has been fantastic in her guidance and support of Manchester United Methodist hosting this gathering, and lead pastor Reverend Ron Beaton has been enthusiastic and most helpful during the entire planning process, be it resolved that this 186th convention of the Diocese of Missouri expresses our gratitude and give thanks to Manchester United Methodist Church for inviting us into their wonderful facility, and we look forward to future opportunities to share a space and meaningful moments. Right Reverend Sir, I move the resolution.
Is there a second? You know what to do.
Whereas the congregation of Faith Christian Church of India in Baldwin, with their clergy, the Reverend Dr. Clive Sampson and the Reverend Susanna Raj, are serving as our 186th convention hosts this year. And whereas we have been blessed by their hospitality, grace, enthusiasm, and efficiency, be it resolved that this 186th convention of the Diocese of Missouri extends its gratitude to all those who have worked behind the scenes to make this convention run smoothly. Right Reverend Sir, I move the resolution.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Whereas the entire staff of the Diocese of Missouri has dedicated many hours in preparation to the 186th convention, and whereas they worked diligently to make this gathering a success, be it resolved that this 186th convention of the Diocese of Missouri extends its heartfelt gratitude and thanks for the hard work and faithful service of the diocesan office staff. Right Reverend Sir, I move this resolution. Right Reverend Sir, this concludes the final report of the Resolutions Committee.
Thank you, Michael. The chair recognizes Mr. Hal Burrows for some announcements. The Chancellor yields the floor back to the chair. I forgot to announce the recipients of the new Ventures in Community Ministry grants. In order, St. Martin's Episcopal Church, Ellisville, $20,000. Emmanuel Episcopal Church, Webster Grove, $19,000. St. Francis Episcopal Church, Eureka, $15,000. Trinity Episcopal Church, Central West End, $15,000. Trinity Episcopal Church, Kirksville, $7,500. Grace Episcopal Church, Jefferson City, $5,000. And Trinity Episcopal Church in Hannibal, $4,500.
Very few announcements because we are right on time, and I'm not going to keep us late at church, believe me. Couple things. First of all, the Methodists have got it all over us on access to Costco. I'm really kind of jealous about that. And for those of you who are worried that I was losing it in my old age, Michigan 24, Northwestern 22. It's almost embarrassing to admit the score was that close. As far as legitimate announcements, there's a basket out there for your lanyards. They'll be sanitized for your protection and available for next year. But do please leave your lanyard behind. And the other thing, and this is a real announcement, do please complete your evaluation of the convention experience. Too hot, too cold, too sunny, whatever. What did you think? Obviously, there were some new elements to this year's convention, good, bad, or indifferent. I personally kind of missed the multi-layered Robert's Rules discussions that we sometimes get into. Those always really bring out the old-time religion in all of us. But do please fill it out. Let us know what you think, because we will probably pay attention. Anyway, but thank you all very much.
What was that? It'll come to you in email. So check your email, and as the Chancellor said, please, your feedback, this is a new format for convention. Your feedback is very much welcomed and appreciated. It looks as though any objection, we might just come back here next year. What do you think? Is there any other business to come before this meeting of convention? If you got bingo, see me afterwards. There being no further business to come before us, I declare the 186th meeting of Convention of the Episcopal Church in the Diocese of Missouri adjourned. We're done. Go in peace, love, and serve the Lord. And by the way, for the record, we ended 2 minutes early. According to that, too. Okay, 1. I will move them down.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to start bringing stuff out from the back.
Okay.